The To Be Determined Show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Monroe, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you, that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
The views and opinions expressed by the Orc of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect Beyond Ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The To Be Determined live Beyond Ringside Radio Network, as well as BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net. The 100% sober edition of the To Be Determined show tonight, everyone. Eddie, it's been a minute, sir. How are you doing, sir? Oh, by the way, my producer extraordinaire, Fast Eddie Layne.
First off, greetings, good evening. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Wednesday night, it's Wrestling Wednesday. Hashtag pro wrestling, hashtag wrestling radio, hashtag uncensored, and then some. It's been a good week so far. It's, up and down, but mostly up, so I'm pretty good with it. Hope you've been having a good one.
I was going to say wrestling has been on fire recently.
That's an understatement, dude. This past Saturday, of course, the SmackDown live show at the BJCC Legacy Arena. We were talking off air about Wrestle Kingdom, of course, the UK tournament going on. Hoping to get an update on Danny Burch to make sure everything's good with him. Of course, good friend of ours over here on the show, Martin Stone, as a lot of us know him. And with everything else happening, it's just been, and of course, brand new, the announcement of an inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm sure we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes, bro.
Oh, we will. Let's just jump straight in. Wrestle Kingdom. I know you got to watch some of it. People are saying Kenny Omega against Osaka was the greatest match of all time.
I will put it up there probably easily in the top 20, borderline top 10. Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega just absolutely did the pro wrestling industry a major favor and put the pressure on a ton of other people that call themselves talented. This match, some of the stuff that they were doing, they went everything from technical to full brawl to high flyer to taking some ungodly bumps. Beautiful chain wrestling between the two of them back and forth. It was a beautifully executed match. I loved it.
It was. I don't know about top 10 matches of all time. I don't know about that.
Like I say, I'm definitely on board with the top 20. And here's the funny part about it. Everybody was either watching it live as it unfolded. They've caught replays. YouTube's had a couple of different people put it up. There's torrent sites. Well, if you have Access TV, New Japan Pro Wrestling on Access this past Friday night actually showed the Okada and Omega match. I was floored.
It was 5.5 hours of wrestling.
Yep.
5.5 hours of wrestling. I felt like a GCW event.
I felt like it was Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. Show of the year 3.
Man, it comes a time to where, shit goes on. But I want to know what your breakdown of the finish of that match, sir. The main event.
The Okada-Omega match, like I said, it started at a good pace. It built, it ebbed, it flowed. Look, I couldn't complain about it. And when everything came down in the final seconds, I'm sitting back going, They tied this up in a nice, neat little bow, and I think they did a hell of a job. There were a couple. It's like, look, going back a little bit earlier in the match, probably about 2/5 of the way through, when Omega took the bump, the back body drop over the top rope through the table. It's like, come on. How many people are going to be trying that spot over the course of the next 6 months? And please, for the love of God, tell me they have their own insurance.
The raised platform, I had
Yeah.
a problem with Sting against Rick Rude. That ended Rick Rude's in-ring career. That exact type of platform. Did you get to see the 4-way tag match?
No, that one I didn't.
Well, if they're children, they may not want to listen to that. A lot of pissing going on in that match.
Now, I will say this one, speaking of tag teams, the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship match, Young Bucks versus Roppongi Vice, loved it.
Dude, great match. Great match. Rocky King's amazing. Trent Beretta took one of the worst bumps I've seen somebody take. They're like a Cody Ward bump. His leaping moonsault to the outside. Boom. Found nothing. Found the ground.
Also,
I did like the
Go ahead.
I did like the Young Bucks doing the double super kick at the beginning and then running in to beat the 20 count.
Well, I love what there were a number of good spots during that particular match, and it's actually, that to me was not a typical Young Bucks match.
It was not.
They
It was not a Young Bucks match as we've seen.
domestically here in the lower 48, you're absolutely right, because it's almost like they work one particular style or a similar style over here in America and they change it up over in Japan. And it's like, dude, if y'all been running that same style match over here in the States, first off, the truest and the purest in pro wrestling would be singing your praises up one side and down the other. And in the words of Broken Matt Hardy, you would not be called just the monkeys of Spot.
The Monkeys of Spot.
Broken Matt Hardy. You know, he changes everything. Or is it Monkeys of the Spot? That's it. That's what it was.
Is that okay?
It comes to a time to where, like, when you change up your style and there's a completely different type of match that you have than what you do, I mean, they killed it.
Well, and this is something you and I have discussed on Beyond Ringside Live back in the day when we were doing interviews with different people in different parts of the world, between yourself, Mark Mabo Bowman, and myself. And the same can be said in different parts of the geographic lower 48. Because certain people, certain crowds, certain companies will put out and emphasize a particular style of doing things. And Georgia is a perfect example, because you have companies over there in different parts of the state that you may work one style of match with UIW and then work another style over at Peachstate and then work a completely different style at the church, 4236 Level Grove Road. I'm not sure exactly what they're calling it now. Landmark Arena, that's what it's called. You may have another style that you do at Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment or Southern Fried or Empire when it was around. And it's just, the fan bases are so diverse nowadays, even inside of one state. It really kind of blows my mind, the diversity that's taken place inside the fan base in pro wrestling. I love it.
Well, they definitely showed why they're one of the best tag teams in the world.
Well, like I said, when the Young Bucks work, and I mean WORK, they are an excellent tag team. But I think that they feel that they have a certain image to live up to over here in America. That's why they change it up a little bit and go more focus on the spot rather than the story. Whereas over in Japan, they focus more on the story than the spot. That was that was not, go ahead. I was about to say that was not Wick's jaw hitting the ground right there, kids.
Oh no, that was the door being slammed. That's what that was. Sorry, not by me. When you are able to do what they do on a consistent basis, you have to be one of the top tag teams in the world, if not the top. and to do it outside of WWE.
Now, wait a minute. You're talking about the four-way tag match for the six-man tag titles?
Oh God, is that what I'm whatever it was.
It was Ricochet, David Finlay, and Kojima versus the Bullet Club versus Chaos versus Los Ingobernables.
That would be it.
Yeah, that was for the Never Six-Man tag. I remember that match. I did watch that one. Damn, that came close to being a cluster.
That came close to being an X-rated match.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like NC-17.
Well, it is Japan. They get away with a lot more over there than we get away with over here. We have the FCC. They don't.
Well, luckily, Steve Carino's commentary killed it for me on that.
When you know that he's getting ready to migrate down to Florida.
Oh, yes, he has. I think he's already down there, sir.
Yeah.
But also, congratulations to everybody that was a part of Wrestle Kingdom. It was an amazing, amazing event. All 5.5 hours of it, and it was great to see Scott Flash Norton in the Battle Royal.
Oh, God, yes.
And he looked in great shape.
I have a question that I want to hit you with. Considering the fact that this show has been over a week in play, actually 2 weeks, and people are still talking about it. We're talking about it on shows. Fans are talking about it all across the lower 48 and around the world. How much pressure do you think, honestly, the WWE is starting to feel, considering they've got WrestleMania coming up in 3 months, and that's supposed to be the big one?
Well, they also, if you watch the UK tournament, they did an amazing job with that.
God, yes.
And then right now, British wrestling is popping up everywhere. In fact, there's a new promotion that Drew Galloway's a part of that is going to be on Spike TV. I don't know if it's going to be in America. It's definitely going to be in England. They're feeling pressure from all around the world. New Japan is going in July to California. So, look, I will tell you this. Last Wrestle Kingdom, 2016.
Yeah.
You saw Shinsuke Nakamura leave. You saw the Bullet Club leave, and AJ Styles leave. Now, this year, Gallows and Anderson leave. Now, you see that there's talk of Kenny Omega going to the WWE. I don't think that's going to happen. Cena trolling everybody with his media about Kenny Omega, but I think that a lot of people went to watch Wrestle Kingdom after Dave Meltzer gave Omega a match, a 6-star match.
You just said that damn name.
Well, a lot of people, I was like, there's no way. So, of course, that's why I watched it. Well, I was like, there's no way this is a 6-star match. And it wasn't. I'm sorry, it's not. But I think the pressure's been on WWE just for what's going on in England itself, what Japan does every year. But every WrestleMania seems to build more and more and more, and there seems to be more and more stress and more pressure put on them each year, especially with the talent that they bring in and the athletes that are in the WWE.
Right.
And you no longer have Taker streak to hang your hat on. So now you have a storyline of, okay, is this Taker's last WrestleMania? Taker's in the Royal Rumble. Who's Lesnar going to wrestle? What's Goldberg going to be involved in it? There's so many things. I mean, Big Show and Shaq, we know that match is happening. God, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't have Kurt Angle on WrestleMania. Your first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame for 2017, Kurt freaking Angle. Quite possibly the greatest wrestler that has existed. Definitely the greatest wrestler of our generation. Wrestler, not sports entertainer. That's John Cena. And it's just one of those things, man. The WWE knows their backs, or once their backs against the wall, like all eyes are on them because they're like, okay, top this. And that's what New Japan is doing. That's what England as a whole is doing. It's a top this scenario. I've been watching a lot of a YouTube channel, very good YouTube channel, Grapple Vision.
Okay.
And you look at some of the crazy stuff that's happened in WWE throughout the years, and they make comedic videos about it, and also stuff that's happened on the indies. He brings up some good matches in WrestleMania and talks about, the backstories, has the interviews that go along with them, the shoot interviews, the footage. Hopefully WWE doesn't take this channel down because it is a comedy channel. They do point out serious things in it. WrestleMania, so much going into it. But Eddie, you know this. We've watched the last, 5-6 WrestleManias together?
Yeah.
And each time there's always something that stands out. There's always one thing that stands out that everybody talks about. WWE has to make it to where they're talking about the entire thing like everybody talks about Wrestle Kingdom, talks about the entire event. And the granddaddy of them all, as they say, WrestleMania, should put the whole world on notice. Now WWE's on notice from the whole world.
Good.
It's WWE versus the world now. And they've done this to themselves.
I've got
And hell, Kyle O'Reilly's going there.
Say it again.
We saw him. Kyle O'Reilly is
Yep.
going to WWE. We saw him on Wrestle Kingdom. But I want to talk to you about the UK tournament. The finals. The Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne,
Right.
against one half of Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate. I don't know how familiar you are with these guys. Pete Dunne could wrestle a bear. Pete Dunne, he's 23 years old and 11 years in the business. Anybody that starts training at the age of 12, you automatically like, excuse me? His wrestling style was unlike anything. He is a throwback to a Fit Finlay, a Dave Taylor, a William Regal, that type of wrestling. Great heel. A lot of people, I picked him to win the tournament as well. As the tournament went along, I knew that he wasn't going to win it. He didn't have to win it. Attacking people at the end of the first day, Gradwell attacking him, going back and forth, him attacking Tyler Bate right after Tyler Bate had just made it into the finals, beating Wolfgang. Wolfgang's pretty damn good. I think it was a surprise he made it to the semifinals. Tyler Bate is your first ever WWE UK champion. Now, Tyler Bate is 19 years old. 1 year in the business. The man has thighs as big. In fact, they're so big that Fit Finlay, when he won the title, he said, "Good God, look at those thighs." The man's thigh muscles are like Kurt Angle's were at the top of his game. I mean, it's bigger than anything Brock Lesnar has on his body. He, with a bad shoulder, he does a big spin. Not the old Antonio Inoki spin, not the Cesaro spin. No, he uses the airplane spin on your shoulder, the fireman carry spin. Go back and watch Tyler Bate against Pete Dunne. And Tyler Bate, being injured wrestling with one arm, still out-wrestled at 19, a year in the business, still out-wrestled 92% of the guys that we see on the independent scene that call themselves workers. Now, Nigel McGuinness,
Yes.
up, had to correct Michael Cole twice.
Yes.
For Michael Cole to say the WWE fans, and for the guy that this is his first time on WWE to say the WWE universe have to correct Michael Cole was great. And it was great to hear Michael Cole without somebody in his ear.
Oh, God,
Eddie,
yes.
he called the spots. Like in the 2-day tournament, he was on fire. He messed up 3 spots. But once again, that's somebody, you're right here. You see some of the stuff he hasn't seen in a long time, some of these moves. And I think that the UK tournament was more than a success and possibly one of the greatest chants of all time. Your head's too big for you, chanted it Jordan Devlin, who is the protege of Finn Balor. And then we get to see Tommy End against Neville. Neville coming out to a great ovation. And then Tommy End from the Netherlands, who I think he's doing something weird now in NXT. You got to see Tommy End come out as Tommy End on a tournament. I suggest everybody, if you want to catch up on UK wrestling, I know 1CW is the big one. One I will tell you guys to all look out for is WCPW, What Culture Pro Wrestling. They put on some great, great matches. In fact, 2 people that they have brought to the forefront of American fans are Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and that was your final. I'm just saying, there's a lot of people going to start stealing from these guys. We're going to start seeing a lot of this. I expect this Saturday at Peachstate. I expect at least 6 or 7 moves stolen from Wrestle Kingdom. I expect 3 or 4 stolen from the UK tournament. Mark it now. Or should I say stolen? Influenced, I guess would be a better word.
Yeah. No, they'll steal stuff.
Yeah, it's
Look,
stolen.
after the Ospreay Ricochet match, remember a lot of people. You had the flippy dippies who were going after a lot of the spots that they did. You're going to have people going after stuff that they saw over on Wrestle Kingdom. You're going to have people going after stuff they saw in the UK tournament. If there's one thing that we can take away from the British style in particular, it's like I really appreciate the fact that they still respect chain wrestling.
Chain wrestling is very big.
Yes.
Oh, and also, when you chain wrestle, don't tell me that you chain wrestle when I watch you let go of somebody. That's not chain wrestling. I can't stand it when somebody's like, yeah, I can chain wrestle. And the first thing they do is release somebody and go for a side headlock. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing?
No.
The chain be connected. That's why it's chain wrestling.
Exactly. I mean,
it's...
See, that's the part that really makes me wonder about some of the people that call themselves trainers in this day and age and over the last 10 years, because when I was first breaking in, one of the things that we were taught was the concept. How you ran with it was a totally different story. But I have to want. I mean, it's like I know that if you're dealing with people like Hughes over at when he was with WWA 4, when you're talking about Murder 1, he does some on occasion. He's not very heavily influenced by it, but he does practice and preach it. You got people like Lightning Mike Quackenbush. You've got the Wrestle Factory up at Chikara. Oh Lord, Danny Cage at the Monster Factory. You've got people like that who will teach. I mean, okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring out another name that actually I still believe does heavily believe in, and that's Rudy Boy Gonzalez when he trains. I mean, I don't know that many of the trainers that are currently running. I know the higher profile. Of course, you and I both know Dan Sawyer over here at Global. And you know that he also has a special place in his heart. That's why he tries to influence some of that on there once kids genuinely get an understanding of what goes on inside the ring. You try to take somebody green as goose-ish and try to teach them the concept of chain wrestling, they're going to sit back and, oh, what the fuck? It's like, give them time. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're 100% correct on that. I mean, some of these people can't even apply a proper headlock. They're going to try to chain wrestle. That makes no sense.
You're right, because theoretically, believe it or not, back in the day, a headlock was a damn submission hold.
Yeah, you're right. And you know, one thing that has really been bothering me is people doing Irish whips. Eddie, what type of move is an Irish whip? What would you consider an Irish whip?
It depends on exactly how you want to phrase it, because if we were talking about a genuine Irish whip, it's a setup. I mean, depending on exactly how you're positioning yourself.
Irish whip is a defensive move. You do that when you want to get somebody off of you.
That was the other one that I was going to use. It creates space.
Yes, and I don't understand why people that are on top of someone who have the match in control Irish whip somebody. Why? You've got them right where you want them. It's just like the people that knock somebody down and then pick them up to hit them with a move. They're on the ground. Go for a pin.
Right.
That's the whole point. Knock them down, right? Not knock them down, pick them back up. Oh, boy. It's coming out. I'm telling you. No. There's going to be mad people.
Well, remember, we are called the classroom for a reason.
Eddie, this Saturday, we have Peachstate.
Yes, we do.
VFW Fairgrounds. This is the same card minus Tyson Dean, who has now been added. Jimmy Raven, him switched out. The exact card that was on for the 7th. The Ice Bowl.
Good one. Didn't think of that.
Your thoughts on the switching out of Tyson Dean and Jimmy Raven?
It's Tyson. It's Jimmy Raven Romeo, right?
Is it Romeo or Kevin Blue?
Kevin Blue. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and this was something that I've had a very special place because Rave is all over the place still. That man is coming off of a banner 2016. And off that, coming off a banner 2015, hell. I'm really kind of nervous about that match because I've told people don't blink. Now, the Slim J, the Gladiator Jeremiah match, Gladiator Sal Renaro match. I made the statement point blank. That is a match of the year candidate in anybody's book. When those two are on top of their game, Katie, bar the door and get the hell out of the way and let them run. But I was trying to find something real quick. But coming down to this match, I mean, I'm looking at the card. And I know there's going to be some surprises coming up. But logistically speaking, yeah, there's going to be some serious fun in that match, plain and simple, because I really can't just put a finger on it. I really can't. My gut knows what my brain is trying to say, but I can't get the words to translate into English right now. Where are you at on this one?
Sal is one of the best. Gladiator, Jeremiah, definitely one of the best. I think that this is going to come down to the very last move. This is going to be a counter upon a counter upon a counter. These guys know each other very well. These guys have wrestled each other quite often. They've known each other for over a decade. I think Sal has his work cut out for him on this one. I think that Jeremiah is hungry, and he is definitely wanting to lay waste to anyone in his area, in his vicinity. That's just me, though. I think what a lot of people are looking at is that tag team match. Hashtag trending now. Charles Anders and Ace Haven against Logan Creed and the what do they call him? The spoiler? Cal Matthews?
It was the spoiler. It's also the technical wrestling nightmare.
Well, Kyle Matthews. That's going to be a great match.
Yeah,
Kyle Matthews and Logan Creed, definitely a formidable tag team. You're looking at somebody that is one of the biggest guys in wrestling and a guy who is one of the best wrestlers, period.
You know, I've made the statement that this has got to be one of the bigger challenges for hashtag trending now. Because the fact that they're both, look, Haven and Xanders are both talented young men. They really are. And Xanders is poised to be that breakout. He really is. Sorry, Ace. Truth. Put a handcuff on that team and keep going. But the thing about it is, if you can get to a point where you can hold your own with Kyle Matthews in the ring, you got to go up against a damn brick wall in Logan Creed. And I think brick is an understatement, right?
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah.
But
you know, they made the brick wall of China out of Logan Creeds, a bunch of little Logan Creeds. I don't know if you might use.
Damn.
I mean, he is an extinction level event.
Yeah.
I mean, when he comes in, I mean, he is the type of entity that killed off the dinosaurs. His type of people is the reason why that there is another ice age.
And why volcanoes explode.
I think Logan Creed might be a Nephilim.
Oh, Lord. I haven't heard that for a while.
Yeah, might be a Nephilim. I'm just saying.
And my brain was stuck for a second because you were. I thought that the match was going one direction, but it was going another as far as the singles goes. It's Romeo taking on Chris Spectra this coming Saturday night, and that's where my brain was going. It's like I know it's not right, but I don't know why I wanted to put Rave and Romeo together and Blue and Spectra, but it's actually Rave and Blue, Romeo and Spectra. And, you know, the Romeo Spectra match is going to be a solid match from start to finish. But the thing about it is Chris Spectra is going to be fighting an uphill battle against Romeo.
Yeah, but Chris Spectra, he will throw a right and knock your teeth down your throat. His elbows are on point. His kicks are on point. Romeo, great technical wrestler, but this is a striker and brawler against technical wrestling.
And if my notes are correct, I know Kevin Blue wants to get into serious contention for the Heritage title. He feels like the fans have turned their back on him and just left him out like an island in the sea. And lo and behold, you've got Jimmy Rave, who a lot of people still feel is the rightful holder of the Heritage Championship after getting screwed by Bill Behrens. Screwed, bleeding, tattooed. Thanks, Shipper. And this match, you can't look past this match in any capacity because it is going to have championship ramifications regardless. The person who walks away with a W from this match, and I'm talking about Jimmy Rave, Kevin Blue, is going to have to be recognized as a top contender for the Heritage title. Right, Wick?
They definitely have to be the number one contender. We'll have to see how that Heritage Championship match goes about, but this could definitely be your number one contender.
I got two people who would argue that with you at the drop of a hat. And they're both former. Nope, not yet. I'll be glad.
Oh, darn it.
I'll be glad to see. I'll be glad when he comes back. Kind of a self-imposed exile, and I understand why. He and I have had a long conversation, and like I said, when he gets ready to make the return, the whole damn wrestling world better be careful, cause it's on. I'm actually referring to the last holder of the Heritage title, AJ Steele, and the person who held it before him, Tommy Too Much. These two men are would have a very valid argument as to why one of them should be the number one contender.
Yeah, but you lose, you go to the back of the line. You get your rematch, you go to the back. AJ and Tommy know that.
AJ hasn't had a rematch.
And he never will. They're not going to let AJ Steele get a rematch. It's the man holding him down.
Saw that coming a mile away, but I didn't think you'd go there.
Well, AJ won't say it, so I'll say it for him.
I'd be quite curious. Well, I have a feeling I know that hell's going to break loose this coming Saturday night in Carrollton, and I mean that in the most legit sense of the word, because going back and reviewing the tape from the Heritage Rumble, I saw where Tommy Too Much had been eliminated. And then Too Much made his way back into the ring and then threw AJ Steele through the second and third rope, not over the top. But the referee was distracted and saw AJ Steele out on the floor. Never saw Tommy Too Much get eliminated. So it's like that whole little scenario right there, and I've stayed away from it. Now, there have been meetings. The reason why I can say this, I'm the commissioner at Peachstate. There's some pissed off people in this world, and I'm thankful the fact that I have a titanium cup. So I can walk into that boardroom and not worry much.
What's like in the nuts as you walk in?
I wouldn't be surprised if one of them tried.
Well, what the hell? Jack Lord's not back there.
Wrong company.
I know. He'd be the one to kick in the nuts.
Okay.
Have you not ever watched a Jack Lord match?
Long time ago, dude.
Well, don't. Whoops. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Whenever it comes time for that match to happen, AJ Steele and Tommy Too Much, I don't know, a steel cage wouldn't even hold these guys. I don't know what, this is going to have to end soon. One of these guys are going to kill the other one. They're not going to stop until this is completely done. And I don't even know how this would end. Especially with the Kingsman, you put him in a steel cage, all it's going to take is Logan Creed to come over there and rip the sides off. But where does that end? Where does this end? When does this rivalry end? This bloodlust they have for each other?
I don't know. I mean, we have seen these two go through almost every type of match. And I know that both men are going to be in Carrollton this coming Saturday. Look, I'm just going to lay it on the line. I'm being honest about this. I have a world of respect for Tommy Too Much. I have a world of respect for AJ Steele. These two represent two of the top tier competitors anywhere. And these two, whenever they're close to each other, their careers are respectively shortened because of the damage that they inflict upon each other. Nothing I say, nothing the president or the owner or the board can say will quell, and I'm just going to use the word, the hatred these two have for each other. But inside, under one roof, how long can you keep the two of them away from each other? I mean, that's a legitimate question. I mean,
you're right. I mean, even backstage, you know, we're in different locker rooms, and I am one of the only people to be able to go from heel locker room, babyface locker room, and Tommy Too Much will yell things out at AJ Steele through walls just because he can. I mean, these guys, AJ Steele sits on one side of the locker room, Tommy Too Much sits in another locker room on the far other side, and Tommy will scream at him. And you know AJ hears him. AJ just chooses not to acknowledge him.
right.
I mean, this is going to come to a head, and when it does, it's going to be a pyroclastic flow.
I honestly think these two would kick each other's asses for free. But I think getting paid is a bonus.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. Now, your main event, Iron Man match.
30 minutes.
Shane Knowles against P-Dog. Akbar will be in P-Dog's corner. I will be in Shane Knowles' corner. Your thoughts on this, Eddie?
I've offered up these keys, and they're very clear and very simple. Posey needs to remember at all times what brought him to this dance. He has to remember that he has the experience advantage on Shane. He has a speed advantage and a definite flexibility and agility advantage. If he can keep Shane off balance and keep Shane from settling into a rhythm, he's going to have an advantage. With Shane, he has a size advantage, a reach advantage, a power advantage. And there's also a hunger that Shane Knowles has because he continues to show that he is learning the lessons and getting better. He studies, he watches film or videos. Still, it's film in my book. I don't care. He listens, he learns, he evolves in this industry. He continues to grow. But Shane is still at a point, and there is a line that you can approach when it comes to respecting your opponent. I was there for the 10-minute match when Shane went for that submission for the better part of a minute, and Posey would not tap out, and I thought Posey had passed out. Shane was still trying to just win the match and not put Posey away to win the match. He thought he was doing enough to make Posey submit, and he still had it dialed back a little bit. Shane has to scratch that at the door. The second that bell rings, let it rip. Be controlled chaos. Be intelligent violence. Don't go for the win. Don't go just for the submission. Go to put your opponent away and keep that advantage. I'm sure you've been working with him on this, just like I'm sure Akbar's been also working with Posey on this.
Well, let's hope so.
It's going to be a very unique contrast in styles coming up this Saturday night. And for a 30-minute iron match for the Heritage title, there is a lot on the line. But would it be a notch down, so to speak, for Posey to lose this Iron Man match to Shane Knowles? In Posey's eyes, yes, it would. In your opinion, considering the fact that Shane Knowles has everything to gain and really not that much to lose coming into this match, how intensely are y'all focused on the end result of this?
The end result is what it's all about. That title. You can inflict damage on Posey, but that title is the lure in the ocean for a large sea bass. I mean, it's just dangling right there. It's waiting.
I'm going to flip the script on you. And folks, we're going to have a little fun with this. I'm not Peachstate Commissioner at this exact moment. I'm not Wick's friend. I'm not his brother. I am a journalist, and this is an interview. As the representative for Shane Knowles, I ask you this question as a reporter. Here is the headline. Is Shane Knowles ready to be champion? Question mark. Wick?
And I would say he's already been Heritage Champion once before, several years ago. He was a transitional champion, but he was still champion. How many times do we see promoters put the heavyweight title on themselves?
How long is this day?
Look, Shane's ready because Shane knows what's going on. This is definitely hostile territory. Posey is one of the best technical wrestlers. He is. When it comes time for Shane Knowles has done, unlike some people that are in the business, goes to the gym every day, works out, watches what he eats, works on his cardio, goes to the tanning bed, watches videos, film, whatever. But here's the thing. The key to victory, if Shane would let me do what I want to do, we would win it. I say, let me take a CD, break it off, and stick it in P-Dog's eye like he did Shane Knowles. And let's see how long P-Dog, before the match, see how long P-Dog can wrestle with one eye for 30 minutes. But of course, Shane's like, no, I want to win this straight up. I want to be the bigger man. I want to prove to myself and everyone that I'm the better wrestler. And I was like, okay, Shane. But I've got the broken CD right here, right beside me. All he has to do is give the nod, and I will take Posey out by any means necessary.
I've already said what he needs to do. Bell rings, walk up, kick Posey in the crotch, take the disqualification, turn around and let the match restart. Second fall, get a quick pinfall. It's tied 1 fall each. Ram him headfirst into the post, drag him back in. Another make it 2-1, and play defense the rest of the night.
Yep, you're right. Or let me throw powder in his eyes.
I'm supposed to be the baby face, aren't I?
No, you're being logical. You're a wrestling fan. But Eddie, it's going down this Saturday, Carrollton, Georgia. Run down the card for me, sir, if you have it in front of you, please.
Got it right here in front of me. Let me switch windows over here real quick and come down here this Saturday night at the VFW Fairgrounds, 1625 Bankhead Highway in Carrollton, Georgia. Romeo, Chris Spectra. Do not underestimate this match. Do not underestimate Chris Spectra, and do not underestimate Romeo, a former Heritage champion himself. No Limits title match. The Gladiator, the Gladiator Jeremiah. I'll get it right one of these days. Everybody knows who he is. He's just probably.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like, who was Mr. America? Oh, was that Hulk Hogan? Of course it was.
No, brother, it wasn't me. Okay. The Gladiator Jeremiah, 1-on-1 defending against Sal Renaro, the man who is the wrestling miracle. This, look, I would love to see these two just go at it, and I'm hoping they do. By the way, of course, Gladiator will be seconded by Bill Behrens of the King's Men. 1-on-1, the Crown Jewel, Jimmy Rave, taking on Kevin Blue. Don't blink during this match, I guarantee it. PWA Tag Team Title Match, hashtag trending now. Haven and Zanders with the lovely Amy at ringside, defending against the King's Men. The Extinction Level event, Logan Creed, and the Technical Wrestling Nightmare, Kyle Matthews. And in the main event, a 30-minute Ironman match for the PWA Heritage Championship, being seconded by Alizi Akbar, the champion. P-Dog Mike Posey defends against Shane Knowles. You can call him Sugar Shane Knowles. You can call him Big Daddy Shane Knowles. There's a couple of other names in there you can probably say, and one that Wick says that I won't say. But and, of course, Shane will be seconded by the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. I do believe front row and stage side are all sold out. Second row, I believe there are 2 or 3 still available for $11. General admission, $10 each. Children ages 7 through 15 are only $6. General admission, exactly. Children ages 6 and under free of charge with on general admission with a paid adult admission. Ringside, still got to pay full price. Thanks for playing.
That is a hell of an event, a hell of a card. It's going to be a do not blink, do not miss type of event. So I expect everyone out there this Saturday. Of course, I'm sure that a lot of people still have their tickets from the 7th.
Oh, yeah. Those tickets, by the way, real quick, for our friends in the Southeast that had tickets for the 7th, those tickets will be honored on the 21st.
They're going to have to break up more chairs. I know that there are definitely a lot more people coming than bought tickets last time. So, and they were almost sold out on the 7th.
And actually, Shane did buy more chairs. We've had this conversation. Shane was actually acting as special courier because he was in Pelham, Alabama recently as a situation transpired. And he told me on air that he went ahead and bought brand new chairs. So there's even more chairs being added.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. More chairs, more asses in the seats. Now, Eddie, we've seen a lot of really, really good wrestling, a lot of great wrestling recently. What are you expecting for this Saturday? What is the one thing that you're expecting to take out of Saturday's event?
Fun. I mean, if you're asking me about one match in particular, I can't offer that up.
No, I'm not asking you that. Fun is good. Fun is good. You know what? I'm hard hitting.
Because
hard hitting. That's what you can expect out of this. Some of the best strikers in the game are on this card. Some of the best technical wrestlers, the best technical wrestler is on this card.
Yep.
Then you have an Ironman match. 30-minute Ironman match.
I'm going to be a prick for a second. And I'm coming out of character for a hot second. I have a character? Holy cow. I forgot to tell myself I have a character. But I have no character. There's been a lot going on across the 50 over the last couple of months. I would like to, from the bottom of my heart, invite everybody this Saturday night in Carrollton, next Saturday night, Pell City, Alabama, which I've got the majority of the card in front of me, because I want to sit back and say this. We know what Friday is. Friday is going to be a turning point, hopefully, again, in this country. And the reason why I say a turning point is I'm hoping that people find a way to just genuinely say, screw the bullshit and let's find a way to come together and get along. If the person you voted for won, great. If the person you voted for didn't win, great. The person I voted for didn't win. I voted for Yosemite Sam. Y'all think I'm kidding. But this Saturday night, for our friends, it doesn't matter. Southeastern Tennessee, all through Georgia, South Carolina, Northeast Florida, Alabama. Come on into Carrollton. Politics doesn't matter. Professional wrestling does. If you want, and look, for our friends out there who listen, if you have a good shrink that is a friend or that you're paying, they will follow my words on this one and they will back me up. Come to the event, buy a ticket, grab yourself some nachos or some popcorn, a soda or a bottle of water, whatever. And come ready to have fun and blow off some steam. That's something we need to do in a positive way right now. Because people on every side of the aisle, not both sides, but every side of the aisle, is just losing their damn minds. And this is why I have... Go ahead.
Eddie, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're insinuating for our international fans. This Friday is the inauguration of Donald Trump as president of the United States. As fucked up as that's. But wrestling, yeah, sure. You want to punch Donald Trump in the face? No, go watch Kyle Matthews punch Ace Haven in the face. Well, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah, I know it's going to happen.
I can't wait to see it. But I do implore all the time travelers coming back on Friday. Those I hope you're listening to this some way through some frequency. Don't fuck up the event. If you're going to do what you're going to do Friday at the inauguration, don't do it then. I'm actually giving up my services to go perform at the inauguration for Donald Trump. I plan on beatboxing.
Well, unfortunately, Garth Brooks couldn't be there, so I'm going to go up there and sing Friends in Low Places.
Well, I thought about going and maybe they'll let me do a rap battle with Donald Trump. What do you think?
I think it'd be funny as hell.
Oh, my God. I cannot believe this.
I'd like to see you and Donald Trump sing A Baby Got Back.
Oh, Lord. This is insane. Anyway, yes, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of turmoil going on. It's definitely therapy for quite a few people. And we implore everyone, if you need some therapy, if you feel like that your time is wasted, you feel that there's no end in sight, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, come to Peachstate. Watch Shane Knowles knock the lights out of P-Dog, Mike Posey. And I told Posey on Twitter Sunday, quit trolling Wendy's and Hardee's and focus on his match against Shane Knowles.
Wait a minute, P-Dog was trolling Wendy's?
Yes.
Pop!
Hardy, stop.
Now, I don't know about Hardee's. I know Wendy's has been an absolute blast to watch the last few weeks.
The Hardys are killing Wendy's. That's what it is.
I got an idea. Just for giggles. We're going to find a way to pull this off. Rap battle. Me, you, and Posey. You Got Baby Got Back. Or, better yet, you can have something by Wu-Tang Clan, Cypress Hill, Digital Underground. No, you can't have
Notorious B.I.G. Juicy. It was all a dream.
And then, okay, and I'll take Digital Underground, Humpty Dance.
You have to wear the nose. You have to wear the nose and the glasses.
I'll do it. I'm going to
go first. I'm going to start off. I'm going to go Sibyllus.
And I'll be the smartass to go syllabication, enunciation, with no procrastination. It's mental masturbation.
Uh-oh, he's going off. Oh, boy. The commissioner's rapping.
Now, then I'll break into stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image of the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So, yo, world, I hope that you're ready for me.
I got to ask you this question, Eddie. Of all the wrestlers on the card Saturday, who do you think would actually stand a chance of wrestling a bear?
Logan Creed.
Definitely Logan Creed.
Although it'd be fun to watch Bill Behrens do it.
All it would do is eat his sandwich.
What, did he eat the bear sandwich?
No, the bear would eat his sandwich.
The bear
I do believe this bear, Mr. Nemesis, has eaten my sandwich.
I can picture that.
Now I'm going to tell everybody this. Hashtag trending now. Kingsman. I hope y'all all beat the crap out of each other. Because those titles are coming back to the Violent Gentleman, by hook or by crook. I'm just letting them know that. Same thing that I told Mad Justice and Parallel Mudbone. Yeah, Mudbone has his contract with the Violent Gentleman. That contract doesn't last forever. Every tag team in the Southeast, y'all are on notice. I'm just letting y'all know that. So by all means, try. Oh, and also, I don't want to hear anybody say the Violent Gentlemen are too expensive. You can't book them because they're too expensive. That's horse shit. You just don't want them to make your tag team look bad. And the promoter knows exactly who I'm talking about. I know he listens to the show.
I will sit back and I'll jump in on this one. If they're too expensive, that means you're not wanting a good product.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Most of the times you do. Most of the times you do. You have some people who haven't quite understood their value in this industry, and they will continue to charge low rates. There are people who, when I tell them how much I charge, it's like, well, man, I can't pay that. It's like, then you don't want an announcer who actually gives a rat's ass about this industry and is willing to bust his ass to make your product sound good. So go ahead.
Everybody.
Get Snagglepuss to go ahead and get Snagglepuss to go ahead and announce your damn event or do the commentary for it. I travel. I have 4 microphones and will travel. But I'm sorry. I'm not going somewhere for 2 hot dogs and a fucking Coke.
Yeah, nobody should. And if you're trying to pay your talent with that, you're a piece of shit.
Speaking of the Violent Gentlemen, and I'm going to put this world in proper perspective. You know, coming out of December with Global Championship Wrestling, or do you want to take a quick break before we do this?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break, sir.
Okay.
We're going to take our first break of the evening. When we come back, I guess we're going to speak about the Violent Gentlemen.
Yes, we
the
are.
The World Morgan and the irredeemable Aiden Andrews right here on the To Be Determined show. Do not go anywhere.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time.